Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to our channel. This channel is run by two sisters, so I'm going to be your host today, Star, a 20-year-old self-taught artist. And yeah, welcome to another video. So I'm kind of ready to get back into drawing. School's officially over. Yesterday was my final last day of finals and anything school related, and I thought to kind of celebrate that I would want to kind of draw. So we're gonna draw today. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna love it. I was gonna do a work with me type video where I was gonna finish a bunch of different stuff, but the Little Mermaid movie is coming out on Friday, and I did this piece based off the poster, and so I think that I actually might want to color this in for the premiere for the movie. So, or the release of the movie, because the premieres already happened and stuff. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Canvas information here. You can see when I first started this piece, and then oh my god, 3 hours. Most of it was based off the camera, not the camera, the canvas being left open for so long, and actually I went back and forth with a lot of details. I also think it's fitting because it's May, and usually in May there's Mermaid, and I remember doing Mermaid maybe 2 years ago for the first time. I only got up to 3 different pictures and I completely stopped, but I think this is kind of fitting for that. Yeah, I think we should get started. Hi, this is voiceover. Yeah, this is voiceover Star. I meant for this video to be in real time, but I just could not because of circumstances, and I ended up working and recording this video across 4 or 5 days. It just was not going to happen. I was so stressful. I was so stressed, and this process was so stressful. Yeah, I just couldn't do it. So yeah, this is going to be a voiceover session, but hopefully it's okay. Yeah, I haven't done a top down or over the head video in a long time. I think from memory it was last year in the summer. So it was gonna come up in a year since I've really done one, and I wanted to do another one because I don't know, I think it's just a change of pace of how I showcase my drawings, either time lapse, either speed paints, or top down or over the head, stuff like that. So yeah, change of pace. But yeah, I wanted to do a fan art piece for the live action Little Mermaid. I wanted this to come out on Friday, the day the movie was going to get released, but because of circumstances, I was not able to do that. Instead, I worked on it Tuesday and then Friday. So the week of the movie was coming out, I worked on it Tuesday, I worked on it Friday. I think I worked on it Saturday. Did not work on Sunday, and then I worked on it today, Monday morning. I managed to finish the piece up. And yeah, hopefully I was gonna release it today itself, but I'm gonna release the video and release the fan art piece tomorrow, and I think that would be good. I had a plan to also do some sort of piece for the upcoming Spider-Verse movie, because that's another movie that I'm very excited for, and that's another movie that I'm also watching in theaters. But I don't know, I feel because this one took a while to do. I mean, I had other stuff that prevented me from working on it. I'm not sure if I'll do one for Spider-Verse. At least maybe just not this week. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, okay, let's get to the process here. I wanted to kind of showcase a little bit of everything. And so yeah, it's sped up, but hopefully you can see a good amount. So if you've frequented the channel, I've talked about my process already, so I kind of won't go into my specific art process. But in terms of this piece itself, I wanted to work on the tail, or I wanted the tail to be one of the things I started first, because I feel it was going to make or break the piece itself. The last time I've drawn a mermaid tail was probably 2 years ago when I tried to first participate in Mermaid. And I did Mermaid. I don't remember what the prompt I did, if the prompt was a daily thing or every other day thing or a weekly thing. But I know that I only ever did 2 pieces and then gave up. I don't know if I gave up or if it's because I just I didn't have time to do it. But yeah, anyways, yeah, that was that. So it's been 2 years, and honestly, obviously, since I don't draw this often, it might look weird, but I did try my best. But yeah, I did want to do this first because it was going to make or break the piece, and if I didn't get this right during the flat color stage or my first wave of my rendering, like the stuff that I do underneath the sketch, if I didn't get this right, I knew that I would not be able to finesse it during the last render stage or the overpainting stage. The layer that above everything that I clean up the whole piece on. And yeah, so I felt like if it wasn't going to look good at this point, then it was not going to look good in the later half. So I really struggled with this, starting and stopping and erasing certain parts or undoing. It was a struggle. I was using the reference of the poster for help in terms of just like colors and like how I wanted the tail to look, because if I was just going to do this by myself, I would have honestly just made it one solid color. But yeah, even with that, a lot of the things that were working for the poster just wasn't working for me and what I wanted. So, I just kind of did some course correcting, figured out what I liked and didn't like. And then when I got it to a certain point, not exactly sure if I liked it or not, but when I got it to a certain point, I decided that I was going to then move on, because I knew that like doing the skin, the body, like the face, I knew doing those parts, maybe even the hair, would kind of help me see where this piece was really going, because I feel like in terms of like my own art skills and my process, like I do those like parts very well, and they're also some of my favorite parts to do when I'm doing art. And so I felt like if I was going to start on those parts, then it would just make it a lot harder to abandon the piece, because maybe everything else would look really good. And so yeah, I decided that I was going to move on and do something that I enjoy. Not saying I didn't enjoy the tail, but I did spend like a good hour, maybe 2 hours on it. And yeah, I just wasn't sure. And it's kind of like the thing where you have to, like, if you're not sure about something, leave and take a step back, maybe for a couple of hours maybe, or maybe for a couple of days. But for me, since I wanted, at least in the beginning, wanted to get this out before Friday or even on Friday, I decided that I was just going to move on to a different part and just like leave the tail alone. And I think that I was able to like kind of figure out what I liked and didn't like about the tail, and I was able to move on. And I quite like that. So yeah, we're moving on to the skin now. I base a lot of my color placements on the poster itself. I don't know if that was a good thing or if that was a bad thing. I think that it ended up working out well for me in the end. But I do kind of wonder, like, what this piece would look like if I decided to color it on my own terms. But at the same time, I'm not, like, really stressed about that, like, idea of, like, what it could possibly look like, because regardless, I like how this piece ended up coming out anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. But it's just a thought, so yeah. After doing the tail, like I said, I moved on to doing the skin, and the face is probably one of my favorite parts to honestly do. I think because I was kind of feeling a bit, honestly, I'll be honest. I got a bit restless while working on this piece. I don't think it's just this piece in general. I think just sitting down for hours, I got a bit restless. I haven't sat down and done like straight throughs for doing art in a long time. Usually in the past, I can go 8 hours or maybe even more. Pop a YouTube video, sit down on my bed, the couch, a table, at a desk or something, and I was able to go straight through and be totally fine, sketch to finish, or maybe just okay, thank you, airplane, or maybe just work on a certain part for a couple of hours, usually like the coloring or the rendering stage. And yeah, I was able to do it in the past, but I think this year, because I took I think because I took a break at the beginning of the year, I don't know, I kind of felt like, I don't know, I can't do straight hours anymore. And yeah, I don't know. I think that because of that, I just ended up getting restless while working on the piece because I just kind of felt slightly bored as well. I think it's also because just I was tiringly like working on the same part over and over again, i.e. the tail. I just kind of felt bored because I was like, oh, I'm still here. I don't know. I think because of that, at the beginning, even when working on like the skin or the face, I kind of felt like, is this right? This looks kind of weird. I'm not even sure I know how to color my own artworks anymore. And yeah, but like I said, I do appreciate and like this stage of my art, or like this part of my art where I get to do the face. And so I just kind of like try my best to enjoy the process. And then when it started looking decent enough, I was like, okay, this is pretty good. And yeah. And for the parts where I did kind of feel restless at the times while working on the piece, I did get up and take a break because I wasn't gonna put that onto myself just working on something straight through. So yeah. I'll let the footage play a little bit and I'll come back to talk about some more of my thoughts while working on this fan art piece. because I'm using a different canvas size than I usually do, typically most of my standard pieces, other than like full body and maybe some other minor ones here or there, the typical canvas size that I use is 1400 by 1400 pixels. But I have been experimenting with trying to use smaller canvas sizes to kind of ensure with composition and with backgrounds that like everything is doable for me, because I feel like with such a wide canvas it just kind of feels a little bit daunting to work on, you know, a piece with a background. And like my summer challenge this year is ensuring that almost all my pieces have backgrounds in them. And yeah, I did like a summer challenge last year too, which was to steer clear from character design and costume design work and do full illustrations regardless of like background or not. Like I wanted to do kind of like illustrative pieces that wasn't just me like working on a like costume design or something. And so yeah, this year I'm making sure that I do backgrounds because, you know, we're coming up on half a year now, and honestly, I want to be able to at least ensure that I'm able to draw at least one chapter of my webcomic. Currently I was on, or previously I was like up to chapter 6 with writing, but I kind of wrote myself into a wall. And so now I'm rewriting those first 6 chapters again, and then I'll continue the story thus far. And so far what I have in my like rewritten version, plus with brainstorming with my sister, things are like looking good. But yeah, anyways, like now currently, because of like, you know, I want to ensure that I'm adding a background, and I don't really want that to be so scary because I'm typically not the artist who likes to do backgrounds. Now I'm working on an 8.5 by 11 inch canvas, and because of the smaller canvas size, what's the small canvas size, because of the larger canvas size, I think, right? I don't know. There's just a lot less layers that I'm able to work with. I think this time around I have a good 19 layers, but before I might be able to have reached like the 30s, 40s. I'm not exactly sure, but I have a lot less layers, and I'm the type of artist who likes to separate everything into layers because I'm the type of person that I'm like, you know what? Just in case like this doesn't end up working out right, I'm able to like completely delete it and not have to worry about like working around something else. I'm also the type of artist who feels like after they draw something and they want to do a change, but you know, just in case I want to keep the original, I always duplicate stuff. But working on a smaller canvas size or a larger canvas size with smaller layers, I don't even know. I have to just like, you know, be mindful of like what is on separate layers and like what I can do. So that was a little bit tricky, but I managed to work it out. But because of that, because I had a lot less layers, I had to take a bit of like shortcuts. And so some of the shortcuts that I did when working on this piece was for the background, the fishes and stuff. Because I had a lot of, with my sketch layer, I had a lot of duplicate like fishes in my coloring layer, in my rendering layer, and on my overpainting stage. I was able to like fill everything out for just one fish and then copy and paste it, bring it over to another part of the canvas that had that same fish, scale it down or scale it up and like turn it over, transform it, whatever, into kind of fit right, clean that part up, and then merge the 2 layers. And then I did it again for the different other quote unquote type of fishes that I drew, where I drew that, colored it in, copy and pasted, blah blah blah, and moved on. And that saved a lot of time. If the process wasn't so long, I probably would have just done it by hand and been okay with it. But because it was dragging on a little bit, I thought that was like a way to kind of like complete it. So I was happy with that. Let me see if I can think of another shortcut that I did. I'm not exactly sure. Or at least not from the top of my head. But I know that I did stuff to kind of speed up the process a little bit. But yeah, I think the last thing that I want to say is the lighting. I really tried, and I still struggle with lighting. I need to put some more effort with like into like practice and stuff. But hopefully it was able to be conveyed properly. I ended up doing most of the lighting off camera, and I ended up doing it. I did screen record some of like the end process, and I did put it into here. But most of the lighting, like back and forth that I was doing, was near the end. Or like I didn't really record it. Because I had so much footage. I had like 9 hours worth of footage to work with, and I was able to scale all of it down to like a 20-something minute video. And it was just a lot. You pick and choose some stuff to record, and at a certain point I just realized I didn't need to record every single detail if I wasn't planning to kind of seamlessly show it in a video regardless. So yeah, there's just some parts that are cut off. But yeah, let's see. I think for the most part that is actually it. I have nothing else to say, at least not on the top of my head. I quite enjoy the process. I cannot wait to watch the movie. And if you want to support us, definitely go ahead and check out this piece over on like Instagram and all of our other socials. Oh, on the topic of that, I did make a new stamp brush because I realized that tiringly writing out my Instagram at was just kind of annoying to me, even though I should have just made a brush for that. But I made a text stamp brush so I can also link my different socials, because I don't have the same at on my different socials. And so yeah, I have that at the end. But yeah, if you want to support, go ahead and check our socials out, check our Etsy out. My commissions are open, so if anyone likes the art that they see and want to commission me, that would be amazing. But yeah, I think we have like a minute left, so I'll let the rest of the footage play out by itself. But thank you so much for watching. It definitely means a lot. I've been talking for too long. I don't know how to speak anymore. Jen and I will see you in another video. Have an amazing day. Peace. Bye, guys. Oh, and this part here, I was just referencing another piece where I attempted to do underwater, and I was trying to figure out like how I ended up doing the lighting there. That's besides the point. But yeah, anyways, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Stay safe. Stay cool. Yeah. Bye.